Okay, so up until this point, you have been looking for certain statistical values or doing graphs or finding measures of center and spread by hand. You've learned those methods and how to find that. But something that I'm going to do today is going to be very beneficial for you as far as in the future when you're doing this for ACT or you're finding these types of values later in life or in any other course that you take. This video right here is going to be very beneficial. So if I'm on our standard page for Schoology, I'm going to look at our little welcome page here where I'm waving, and this little calculator here is what we're going to click on. So we're going to go to the Desmos scientific calculator, and I'm going to go to Math Tools and go ahead and go to Graphing Calculator. So when I do that, I have here a graph, and I have over to the left like where I can input values. But what I actually want to do is I want to add a table. So this table is actually going to consist of your data set. So all of your data set can go in X1 or it can go in Y1. So we're going to take a data set and let's see, I'm going to refer back to, I'm just going to take a small data set that we've used in the past. So for measures of center and spread, we had the data set 6, 10, 8, 13, 29, and 5. Okay? And I have a data set there. So here's the thing that we've been missing. We've been doing all of this by hand, but we can actually do it in a calculator. Now, you can also use a scientific calculator if you have it at home. Most things have this capability, but you're going to be able to do this on Desmos. So let's say that I want to find the mean of this data set. So I'm going to type in mean x1 and close parentheses. It's going to give me the mean of my data set. Okay, so the same thing can be done if you're looking for the median. Same thing, 9 is going to be your median. You can also find the standard deviation. We may have to go to let me pull up my calculator here. Sorry. If you pull up this keyboard at the bottom, it has a functions tab, and you can actually click on stats and find a variety of things. So we can be looking for we've already found our mean and our median. So we can find our range, and our range is just our max of x1 minus our minimum of x1. Okay, and we have that being 15. You can also find, so we've done the mean, the median, the range. You can find your interquartile range. So you'll need to find your quartile first. So quartile 1 of x1. Okay, so this is going to give you quartile 1 of your data set x1. Now you may want to find quartile 3. Okay, and that's also going to give you quartile 3. Okay, so we found our quartiles. Now we know that our interquartile range is just our quartile 3 minus quartile x1, comma 1. So our interquartile range is 7. So there you go, you found your interquartile range. Now we can also find our standard deviation. So we will go to standard deviation of x1. Okay, and that's going to give us our standard deviation. So all of these things can be calculated on Desmos. You don't have to do any work by hand at all. Now, here's something else that is interesting, is that you can also make graphs. Okay, so let's say that back when we did our histograms, so you'll go to visualizations here, and you can do a histogram of, it's going to tell you data set and bin width. So data set, remember, that's x1. And then your bin width. Maybe you want your bin width to be 1. Okay? So then if you zoom out over here, this is going to be your histogram if you choose to do it that way. If you choose for your interval to be 2, it'll look like that. 3, 4, so on. Okay? So that it'll create a histogram for you. It also, if you go back up here to x1 and y1, you can put in another data set and compare two histograms. But let's move on from that. So we've made a histogram. We can also make a dot plot. Same thing. There's your dot plot. I actually don't want that right now, so there's our dot plot. Okay, you can also do, yes, you guessed it, a box plot. You can also do a box plot. Okay, and it has all of your sets there. So there's your box plot. Remember, this is your median, quartile 1, quartile 3, and then your minimum and maximum value. Okay, you can also tell it to exclude outliers, or it can include outliers. Okay, so all of this video is just to show you that you don't have to do everything by hand. You can still choose to do so, but this is an easier way if you choose to use it.